Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go over the break for Altissimo 1 octave. Recently, I've been getting a lot of requests to go over a very specific part of an Altissimo video that I did concerning the chromatic scale. Specifically, it was right around the break, or right around that top palm F, F sharp, to Altissimo G. So this lesson is going to be high C to Altissimo C. And if you want to check out the full video on my chromatic scale Altissimo, I'll post a link and you guys can check that out. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, so let me go over every single fingering. I'm going to set up the side camera, and hopefully I can post it right here on this blue screen. If not, then I'll figure out a way to make it cool for you guys to see what my hands are doing. But let me tell you what every fingering is that I'm going to use to play this chromatically. Okay, so starting on a high C, we're going to play this the way we normally would, going up to our high E. For this, I'm not going to use the front E. It's going to put my hand in a weird position to get to the F that I need to get to make a smooth transition over that break and into the Altissimo register. So play it as you normally would, using your palm keys and your side E key. From there, we're going to switch to this alternate F that I showed you before, which is going to be just like G sharp, but we add the high F sharp key. G sharp with high F sharp key gives us our F. Now we're going to just move to bis B flat with high F sharp key, giving us F sharp. And now we're going to go to 1 with high F sharp key, giving us Altissimo G. So I'll play from F, F sharp, and G. Once I'm on that G, I'm going to add the side C key in order to play G sharp. I'm going to keep the 1 and the high F sharp key down. So let me play G to G sharp. You're going to hear that G sharp is a little bit on the high side. From there, I'm going to go to Altissimo A. I only really use this fingering for Altissimo A when I'm doing this chromatic thing. That fingering is all open, like open C sharp. So here's G, G sharp A. Okay, then I'm going to add the palm D in order to play B flat, the palm E flat key in order to play B, and then the side E in order to play Altissimo C. So once I get to the palm D, I call that 0, just like we have 0, and then 1, 2, 0, -1, and then -2. I've gone over that before. We have 0 for Altissimo B flat. Keep in mind, the pitch wants to ride sharp. Then we add to that, so just like you're playing E flat, that's our B natural. And just like we're playing palm E, that is our C natural. Sounds like this. I'm going to start on the high C all the way up. Piece of cake, man. Okay, so normally when I'm playing Altissimo, I'm covering the palm keys. Once I get to that Altissimo B flat, I'm usually adding 2 or 2 and 3, or I have 2, 3 in the G sharp key to stop those notes from riding up sharp. If you're getting a B natural with the 0 or the D key, in my opinion, your embouchure is just too tight. Okay, so let's assume you do not have a high F sharp key on your saxophone. I'm going to show you a different way of doing this. So first thing we want to think about is getting to the front E to the front F. That's going to put us in a really nice position to get to the F sharp fingering that we're going to use because we don't have a high F sharp key. Okay, so we're on our C. Once we get to that E flat, we're going to switch to the front E. Now, instead of playing front F the way we normally play it, we're just going to add the G sharp key to that. When we get to front F sharp, we're just going to add the side B flat to this fingering. In order to play Altissimo G from here, all we do is lift the 2 key. Having this G sharp key down adds stability to that note, so that way it's less prone to crack. All right, so from C to Altissimo G, using that fingering. So let me show you that Altissimo G, Altissimo G sharp, and Altissimo A. Since we're on the front key, the G sharp key, and the side B flat, it's easy for us to switch to this other A flat fingering, which is 2, 3, and 6. But we're going to keep the G sharp key down. So 2, 3, 6 with the G sharp key in order to play Altissimo G sharp, because that makes it very easy for us to go from Altissimo G sharp to Altissimo A. All we do is just lift the 6 key. Having this G sharp key down makes the Altissimo A better in tune. Without this G sharp key, this 2, 3 fingering is going to be horribly flat. Okay, so let's try Altissimo G, Altissimo G sharp, and Altissimo A. Okay, so from Altissimo A, I would just add 0. In my terminology, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I call this 0 that we used to play palm D. And then for E flat, -1, F, -2. Okay, so we're on our 2, 3 G sharp key. I call that a vented G sharp because it's just like G sharp with the first finger up. So we just add the palm D to that, and that plays an Altissimo B flat. You can use, just like I showed you for the high F sharp version, you can play just the palm key, but that note wants to shoot up very sharp. So having these keys down, since you're already on them anyway, helps to keep that note in tune. So once I get to this Altissimo A, now I can just roll the palm keys. That's a terminology that I have. Check this out. You just keep 2, 3 and the G sharp key down. You add the palm D to play Altissimo B flat. You add the palm E flat to play Altissimo B. Add your side E to play Altissimo C. Sounds like this. Piece of cake. So that whole thing all together. I'm gonna plug the next video now because I finally got this thing back. I'll show you both of these. So this was the $20 Yi-Bai mouthpiece that I actually had gold plated. I bought this unplated. Here is the other one that I've been talking about getting silver plated. I finally got this thing back after so many months. They are virtually identical. That video is coming very soon. I'm going to do an individual review of this mouthpiece, but first up, I'm going to compare the difference between silver plating and gold plating, because you guys have been asking me, hey, what's the difference? So this is going to be an excellent opportunity to do that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that's all I got for you. Thanks for tuning in. See ya.